Good morning, students. Welcome back to the science class. In the previous class, we have learned about force and effects of force. Today, let us learn about types of force. Force can be of several types. For example, muscular force, mechanical force, frictional force, gravitational force, etc. Now, let us know about muscular force. Muscular force can be defined as the force that is created through the use of muscles. That means when any force applied by using of our body muscles like arms or legs to move anything is known as muscular force. What is muscle? A muscle is a band or bundle of fibrous tissue in our body that has the ability to contract, producing movement in or maintaining the position of parts of the body. Children, bones do not work alone. They need help from the muscles and joints. Muscles pull on the joints, allowing us to move. Muscles also help to perform other functions of the body. So, the force which is exerted by muscles of the body is called muscular force. All our body activities like lifting, walking, running, bending is because of muscular force. For example, when we lift a book, our muscles help in lifting it. Here, muscular force is applied by our arms and carrying a bag on the shoulders, playing basketball, etc. are some more examples of muscular force. And next type of force is mechanical force. A force that involves contact of one object with another object and which produces a change in state of rest or motion is called mechanical force. For example, closing and opening of a door. In order to open or close a door, when it is in the state of rest, we must apply a force to change the state of the door to put it into a state of motion, either to open or to close it. Here, the force which we apply to open or to close the door to change its state is the mechanical force. A bow and arrow is another example of mechanical force. When an arrow is drawn, it possesses a force to move and hit the target by changing its state. Hitting a nail into a wall by hammer, riding on the bicycle and pushing the pedals are some more examples of mechanical force. And next type of force is frictional force. Friction is a force between two surfaces that are sliding or trying to slide across each other. Children, we know that a push or a pull of a body is called a force. When we push or pull a table on a floor, we have to apply a force to move the table. But there is a force acting in the opposite direction when we push the table. The force which is acting in the opposite direction when we push or pull the table stops the table from moving when you stop pushing or pulling the table. This force is called a frictional force. Friction can be produced more or less depending on the surface of the objects. If the surface is rough, the force of friction will be more. Children, do this activity after the class. Take a pull-back toy car and run it on the different surfaces like glass, cloth, plastic, wooden floor, cement block or on a road. And note down how much time the toy car takes to stop on different surfaces. Then you will notice that the surface which stops the toy in the shortest period of time is the roughest and has the biggest force of friction. And grade these surfaces in the increasing order of the amount of friction they exert. That means write the names of the surfaces according to their friction. That is, on which surface the toy takes more time to stop has less friction. That surface name you have to write first. And next you have to write the other surfaces according to the time taken by the car to stop. Understood, children, how to do the activity? Okay. Force of friction stops an object from moving or slows down the movement of an object. For example, when you apply brakes on your bicycle, the brake shoes or brushes near the tire rub against the tire, slowing its movement and finally causing the bicycle to stop. Here, the two surfaces in contact with each other exert the force of friction in opposite direction on each other. And one more example, a rolling ball stops after a while because of friction between the surface of the ball and the ground. Children, if there were no friction, moving things would never stop. And the next type of force is gravitational force. If we throw any object upwards into the air, it reaches a certain height and falls down again. This is because of gravity. Gravity pulls all objects towards itself. Gravitation or gravity is the force of attraction between any two objects. All the objects in the universe attract each other. But in most of the cases, like planets, the attraction force between them is too weak due to the very large distance of separation. This force of attraction was observed by Sir Isaac Newton by seeing an apple falling down on the earth from the tree. Children, anything you throw up falls back onto the earth. So the pulling force exerted by the earth on all objects on or near it is called the earth's gravity. The force that causes a piece of paper that is blowing in the wind to eventually come back down to the earth. The force that causes a rock to roll downhill. The force that causes a glass you drop to fall to the floor are some of the examples of gravitational force. If there were no gravity, we would be floating in the air. Okay, children. That's all for today's class. In the next class, I will continue the lesson with work and machines. Now, note down today's assignment. List the types of forces. Thank you.